feel like dropshipping, Amazon, and affiliating are three of the biggest things in the nomad scene that people want to look into doing. And I feel like a lot of people don't understand the difference between them. As a nomad, you just say like, oh, I do FBA, and you assume that everybody understands. But in this video, I want to explain the difference between the three, and also the pros and cons of each one, and why one might suit you more than the other depending on your situation. So I actually want to explain 4 different things. The first one is dropshipping. The second one is selling on Amazon in FBA. The third one is selling on Amazon as like your own store. And the fourth one is affiliating. So if you don't know what any of those are, don't worry, that's what this video is for. So the first one is dropshipping, and that is where you find a supplier of, let's say, camera tripods. It doesn't necessarily have to be in China. Maybe it's someone in America who you find that they have these really amazing camera tripods, but nobody really knows about it, and their website's not very good. Maybe they don't even have a website. And you say to them, I think your product is awesome and I'd really like to sell it for you. So in dropshipping, you will have a relationship with the supplier. They will know that you are selling their stuff, and maybe they'll have opinions on the way you sell it or things like that. And then what you do is you make a website that looks amazing saying, I sell camera tripods. You probably kind of palm it off as if it's your own, but you're not saying that it's just some third-party supplier. You're saying like, this is the website where you buy this amazing camera tripod. And then you pull traffic into the site. So you'll do Facebook ads or Google SEO to make sure that you rank high on Google if someone types in camera tripod, and you pull in traffic to your site. You do all the selling. You have amazing photos, amazing explanations, testimonials, whatever you want to do. And then when someone clicks purchase, they send the money to you, your bank account or your PayPal or whatever payment platform you have on your website. The money comes to you, and then you forward it to your supplier, and you're like, hey, someone just bought a tripod, please can you send it to them? And they you just tell them the address and they handle the shipping. So you will have put a premium onto the website so that you make a little profit, and you just pay them the price that they're charging, and you're charging a little bit higher most likely. Maybe you're charging the market rate and they've given you a discount if you have a really good relationship, but quite likely you're charging slightly higher than they do, and you're taking that little profit margin. So I'm going to go into detail once I've explained all 4 on the pros and cons of each, but that's essentially what dropshipping is. You make a website selling someone else's stuff for a little margin, or maybe a big margin. Next is FBA, which is what we're doing at the moment, and that is where you're selling things from a supplier who is like a bulk manufacturer. So it's probably not like with the camera tripod where they are a camera tripod company and they make this and it's like their thing which they sell maybe in a physical shop but not online. This is, you find a supplier in China or India or possibly in the US or the UK, wherever you are, and maybe they make phone cases. So you find the supplier in China and you say like, I want to buy 1,000 phone cases. Possibly you customize them a bit. You maybe say you want to have a special cardboard box that looks more posh than just a plastic bag, or you want to have a ring holder on the back so that you can hold the phone more easily. You might customize it a little bit. Maybe you'll put your logo on that you got designed on Fiverr. But essentially it's just a kind of factory produced, manufactured product that you are going to sell on Amazon. So you buy like 1,000 from the supplier, which means you have to pay for that up front. And then the supplier ships it to the Amazon warehouse. So they don't ship it to your house or your shop. They ship it straight to Amazon, and you just register a profile with Amazon, and you register that a shipment is coming in. It should be under your name. And then when it gets to Amazon, they will say like, oh, this is those 1,000 phone cases for Louise. And then they'll put it on your kind of shelf in the Amazon warehouse. I'm sure it isn't quite literally like this, but they have a huge warehouse with everything that is sold on Amazon in this warehouse, and yours is just one component of that. So then you make your listing on Amazon saying, I have amazing phone cases. Maybe you have a company name, you're like Phone Genie. But if you've bought stuff on Amazon, then you'll know you don't really care who the supplier is. It's not as if you're looking for like Adidas. You just want to buy a phone case. So maybe you have a company brand, but the brand isn't super important. It's more important that you rank well, you have a good listing, good photos, good keywords, that kind of thing. And then Amazon handles all the customers. So people come to Amazon and they look for phone cases, and you haven't had to do Facebook ads to acquire those customers. So they choose yours and they buy it, and then Amazon ships it. So they pay Amazon. Amazon posts them the product from their Amazon warehouse, and then once a month Amazon pays you your cut of that. So It varies how much Amazon charge, but let's say it's like 10 or 20%. So most of the money comes to you. But of course, you've already paid a lot of that money to the manufacturer as like the cost price of the item. But Amazon handles all the payments. You've maybe never seen the product. Maybe you've had a sample, but you're not doing the supplying, like the shipping. You're not doing any of those things. Your supplier sends it straight to Amazon, who sends it straight to the customer. So that's FBA. The next one is also on Amazon, but that's where you are a shop who sells on Amazon. So yes, Phone Genie is like technically an Amazon store, but no one would ever really visit your Amazon store. They just look at the product. Whereas what you might do is if you run a kids clothing boutique and you've designed this amazing like kids costume that looks like a flamingo, that might be really popular in your city, and maybe you have a website but you think, I'd like to get in on this Amazon thing and get some of those Amazon customers because people are coming to Amazon to buy stuff. Why don't they buy my flamingo costume? So you make a profile on Amazon, you upload the photos of your awesome costume, and you're kind of side by side with the FBA people, because FBA might be selling one that they've just got made in China, and you might be selling your like hand designed one, but you're both on the same results page. But the difference is that if someone buys from you on Amazon, you ship the product. So you're not sending 1,000 costumes into the warehouse. If Amazon makes a sale, then it comes to you and you send the product. And still Amazon will be taking their cut of that. I don't know whether they pay you monthly like with FBA or whether you get the money directly. I would imagine it's probably monthly. But basically the difference is that you handle the shipping. And also it's more of like your design, and you're probably kind of an independent company, or possibly a big company like Nike probably do sell on Amazon. But then it's more of just like a kind of Shopify store for them. They're still handling the product design and the product shipping. And then the fourth one is being an affiliate. And what being an affiliate means is that you are just kind of an advertiser. So for example, if you look in the description of this video, maybe I've linked to the camera that I use, and that will be a link to Amazon. And if you buy that camera through my link, then Amazon is like, oh, thanks Louise, you recommended someone a camera and then they bought it from us. We really appreciate that, because they could have bought it from somewhere else, but because of you, they chose us. So they give me back a little bit of their profit. So it doesn't cost any extra for the consumer, but Amazon will say, oh, we'll give you back like 5% because we wouldn't have got this sale if it wasn't for you. So that's what being an affiliate means. And the difference with the other things is that it's not your product. You haven't designed it, you haven't purchased it, you haven't shipped it, you haven't put your logo on it, and possibly the supplier doesn't even know. Like Amazon doesn't really know who I am. I just register an affiliate account with them, and then I can sell anything I want on Amazon. So the first one, where it's drop shipping, I would have a relationship with the manufacturer. They would know I have a website. They would know my name. When I email them forwarding a supplier, they'd be like, oh, it's Louise again. Cool, she made a sale. Whereas with Amazon, it's just kind of a big automated system. I refer stuff, they give me a couple of %, and it's like much less of a relationship. So the cool thing about affiliating is that you can become an affiliate in 5 minutes. You just sign up for the affiliate program, and then you just start telling people to buy stuff. You put it on your blog or you put it on your website, and maybe no one's visiting your blog, but that's really your focus, is on getting traffic and getting sales, rather than designing the product, having the product in storage, shipping the product. All of those things are not your problem. So I know that that was quite a lot of information. This is probably going to be a really long video, but I hope it's going to be super detailed and helpful for you. So those are the 4 different things I want to look at. And then I've actually made like a grid comparing them all, which I will put up on the screen occasionally, I think. But I'll probably also have a blog post where it's listed, because it's probably going to be easier for you to take your time and look at it for as long as you want. But I've compared them all over 5 different areas. So designing the product, buying the product, storing the product, getting the footfall, like getting the customers onto the site to buy, handling the payments, like whether you have PayPal or bank accounts, or and then also the refunds, and then sending the product, so like doing the shipping. So for drop shipping, the only 2 that you do are getting the footfall and handling the payments. So you don't design the product, the manufacturer has done that. You don't have to buy the product up front, you can just buy it each time it sells. You don't have to store the product, the manufacturer is doing that. You don't have to ship the product, you just tell the manufacturer when you've made a sale and they ship it. The only things that you have to focus on are building a great website that gets traffic. So you're thinking about ads, you're thinking about search engine optimization, you're maybe going to offer like a free ebook to convince them in first. You're going to have an email like sales funnel where you email them every month to convince them to buy more camera tripods. You're handling the footfall and the sales, and then you also do that technical bit of receiving the payment. So maybe you have a Stripe gateway or something to actually receive the payment, and if someone receives the product and they're not happy with it, they come to you. You have to offer them a refund. You have to kind of arrange the return and say to the supplier like, oh, this one was no good, and that side of it. So those are the areas that you're responsible of. So the advantages of this are that you don't have to pay for the product up front. So if you don't have very much money, then you don't want to be buying 1,000 units like you would for FBA. But you probably are going to spend quite a lot on ads and making the site and things. But let's say you know how to make a site. That's probably something that you can learn to do or find a cheaper way, like just make a Shopify site. There's kind of workarounds for that. So it's definitely a lot cheaper because you don't have to buy the product up front. And of course, it's easier than being the actual manufacturer because you don't have to handle designing the product and storing it and shipping it and all of those things. So then on FBA, the only part of this list that is really your big responsibility is buying the product. You probably don't design the product. Like I said earlier, maybe you have a little bit of influence on like some customization or you put a logo on, but largely it's already a product that this manufacturer is making. You don't have to handle acquiring footfall because Amazon are doing that. And yes, you're fighting on Amazon to get them to choose your listing. So there is a little bit of that of like the sales. You need to have a good website, you need to rank well, but essentially Amazon is getting footfall from the internet and at least putting it on Amazon. And then you just have to fight within that. Whereas with dropshipping, the whole internet is up for grabs and you have to kind of fight to get anybody onto your little website. So on Amazon, the footfall's largely taken care of. The storage is taken care of. The payment gateway is taken care of. Returns are taken care of. Shipping is taken care of. All of those things. The big thing that you have to do is choose a product and then buy like 1,000 of it. So that's why this one can often be a bit more expensive. You can buy less of the product, but then you might sell out and then that's really bad for your listing. And I've done other videos about that and there's lots of information online. But essentially you need enough money in your bank account to buy like 1,000 units up front. So if your product costs $5 from this Chinese supplier that you found, then you need $5,000. Maybe 2,500, maybe you can find one that you can only buy half as many. Maybe you can find one that's a little bit cheaper, but essentially you're going to need a few $1,000s to get this one started. Whereas dropshipping, the challenge is finding a supplier who wants to work with you and then making an amazing website and bringing traffic to it. Of course, with Amazon as well, you might not sell the stuff. Like if you've chosen metal straws and it goes really out of fashion for some reason, everybody's back on the plastic train, then you're kind of stuck with all of this product. And I don't believe that's a massive risk. I think at some price you will be able to sell it, but you might make a loss on selling it. You might have to sell it for less than you paid for it. So there's more risk, there's more financial risk involved in FBA. And then the third one, having an Amazon store, you're responsible for pretty much all of it. You've designed the product, you own the product, whether you've manufactured it, maybe you don't have to buy it, but you're financially tied up in it. You ship the product, you store it. The only parts that you don't do is you don't have to handle the payment gateway. Amazon is doing that when someone buys it on Amazon. And you only have to partly handle the footfall, the same as the FBA person. Amazon has brought it onto them. You just have to make sure that person then buys it from you. So the store one is the one that you're probably least likely to start as a nomad. I would say this is more for someone who already has something that they're selling in real life or maybe on a website and who wants to just like get in on the Amazon thing as kind of a second income stream just to diversify a bit. You probably wouldn't design a product with a view to only sell it on Amazon. That seems like quite a difficult way to do things. And then the fourth one being an affiliate, which is quite likely you're going to be affiliating for Amazon, but you could be affiliating for any site that offers an affiliate program. You can't just send people to Facebook and ask Facebook to pay you. It has to be a company that offers an affiliate program, and then you sign up kind of through like an agency. So someone like Airbnb, where you get like a refer a friend bonus, that's kind of a type of an affiliate program. But the affiliating one is great because you don't have to handle anything except for getting the footfall. So you don't design it, you don't buy it, you don't store it, you don't ship it, you don't handle returns. Like, none of that is your problem. All you do is advertise it. You just tell people it's great on your blog, they go and buy it on Amazon, and Amazon sends you some money. So it's probably the easiest one to set up because there's absolutely no logistics, there's no relationship, there's nothing that you need to organize like that, but it has the smallest margins. So on Amazon, you get paid like between 1% and 5%, depending on what the product is. And obviously most things on Amazon are quite cheap. So I've done this before and I've sold thousands of dollars worth of stuff on Amazon, but I've only got like $100 from that. So it depends what you're going to be selling. If you're selling an electronic product like an ebook, then you get a better margin. So there are some places where affiliating is more valuable. For example, if you affiliate for Udemy, then they give you a much better cut than Amazon. It varies, but it's kind of between 20 and 50%. So it depends what you're going to affiliate for. And I shouldn't underestimate how hard it is to get traffic to your blog. So I have affiliate links on my blog that occasionally somebody clicks, but my blog is not particularly famous. There's no way I could live off it. So if you want to have a blog or a YouTube channel that is making good money from affiliates, you need to have a lot of traffic. So it's very easy to set up, but it's not necessarily very easy to succeed. And possibly you'd be better selling them an actual product. So writing an ebook that you sell on your blog, if you're getting that much traffic, might be a better way to make money because you get $50 every time you sell it, rather than recommending camera tripods where you only get like 50 cents every time someone goes and buys one. So I know that was like a super long video, but I hope that explains the 4 different options. So to summarize, dropshipping is great because you don't have to handle any of the physical product. You just have to build a website and get people to buy it. You don't have to buy the product up front, but you do have to somehow get people to buy something on your website, which I personally think is quite difficult. Other people, you might be thinking, that sounds perfect for me. I can build websites or I can learn, and I think that would work really well for me. FBA, you have to buy the product up front, so you need a bit of money, but then you hardly have to do anything because people are already on Amazon to buy stuff. You just have to make sure you have the best photos so they buy from you. And Amazon handle everything else, so that makes it super convenient. And it's also easy to do remote. So we are selling a Chinese supplier in Australia, and I was organizing that from Spain. I just tell China, just ship it to Australia. And I had never seen the products. Then having an Amazon shop, I would say, is only really suitable if you already have a physical product that you are selling online or in a shop and you just want to get in on the Amazon bandwagon as well for a bit of extra sales. And then starting an affiliate store is great if you have a big blog or a big YouTube channel, or you think that's something you can build or something that you're passionate about building and you just want to work out how to monetize it. You don't have to invest any money in product, you don't have to design product, and you also don't have to commit to a product. So on FBA, you'll maybe only sell like 10 different things. The same for dropshipping. Maybe you're just dropshipping for one supplier and you can sell their whole range. But on affiliating, I affiliate for like tech and then Airbnb and then like shoes, and you can just affiliate for as many different things as you want. So I hope that explains the difference between them, the advantages and disadvantages of each. I know that they're all hot topics in the nomad world and maybe they're not always that clearly explained. So I hope that this was clear and now you understand the difference between all the different ones. Don't forget to subscribe if you're interested in more nomad content. That is my whole jam on my channel. I will see you guys soon. Bye.